Hello, my name is Carmen Liza Swain from Switch On Health, and welcome to tonight's free webinar from Leanne Stockwell. If you are watching this live, please do stick around for comments and questions at the end. And we are excited to announce that there will be a draw for a $50 credit from us here at Switch On Health for one lucky attendee to put towards your study. Leanne does also have a very exciting prize that she will let you know about later as well. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're welcome to pop any questions you may have into the comments box below, and we promise that we will get back to you. Also, if you're watching on YouTube and you like what we do, please do click on the subscribe button, because the more subscribers we have, the more we can offer, and we look forward to offering you more. So tonight I am excited to be joined by Leanne Stockwell, who is a naturopath, kinesiologist, mentor, and NLP master practitioner with 20 years plus experience in clinic. Tonight, she will be presenting for us an introduction to biochemical muscle testing, and let us know how muscle testing can benefit your future practice. So, Leanne, thank you for your time tonight, and I'll hand it over to you.
Thanks, Carmen, and thank you for joining me, everyone. It's very exciting to be able to share this with people who are coming into our profession, because I have a little vision, and being in practice for so long and implementing this technique in practice for so long, it's been a little dream of mine. And I don't know when this dream started, but one day I woke up and I said, I love this stuff so much that I need to share it, because so often I get clients asking me, do you know someone in this state or this town or this city or this place who does what you do? And I would say, no, I don't, because it's not something that I learned at college many years ago. And it's also not something that's generally a part of your basic studies. So it's something that I launched into a little bit differently and started working with after I graduated. So the way that it started was, the way the muscle testing journey started was, I graduated as a naturopath. And I might have a little slide. Oh, that's just me. Okay, you don't really want to keep looking at that, but we'll keep it there just for a minute. So I graduated many moons ago, and I graduated as a naturopath and a herbalist, and a remedial massage therapist. So I was loving what I was doing, and I had a client one day who said to me, you should go see this chiropractor. He's great. And I'm like, well, I don't really need a chiropractor. I've got one. And she said, no, 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 this guy's different. You go to him, he does all this testing on you with all these little vials, and he tells you exactly what's wrong with you. And I'm like, oh, okay. This sounds like kinesiology, or a form of kinesiology, because I had done Touch for Health and had an idea of what it was about. So I went along to him, and he blew my mind and changed my world. And for me, it was just the thing. I had stumbled upon this thing that I truly believed in and loved, and thought, I need to learn more about this. And so that was my journey. So then that was the beginning. So that was many, many years ago now that I started learning. I went to whatever course I could. I found a chiropractor that used to come out from England and teach us how to use the testing vials. I learned more around muscle testing and kinesiology. And then over time, I integrated it into my practice with naturopathy. And it was a game changer. Because I don't know about you, but when you are trying to sort out a case, especially when there's some tricky parts to it, and especially when you don't always have all the knowledge and all the science and everything at your fingertips, it can get really overwhelming. So for me, this was a way to cut to the chase and work out what was going on, what the priorities were, and how I could move forward. So I use it every single day. I have for many, many years. I test everyone, myself, my kids, my husband, my clients, everyone. And you can do it online. You can do it, you can use yourself as a testee. You can use yourself as a surrogate. You can test your clients. You can do anything you want with it. So I'll go on to explain a little bit about that. So I fell in love with this technique. I started to learn it, I started to integrate it, and then it got a little bit more technical as I went on, and I realized what I could do with it. So it became very exciting. Uh, so it is muscle testing and applied kinesiology. So I'm just going to go back a little bit and explain. I know there's at least one person on here who is a kinesiologist, but I will explain a little bit about muscle testing and applied kinesiology. So we have kinesiology and we have applied kinesiology. They're similar but different. Applied kinesiology is a bit of an offshoot of kinesiology, which just means they apply it in different ways and use it for different things. The way I use it in practice is I use it to basically get a read and get information on the biochemistry of the body. So we use testing vials, and they are little homeopathic testing vials that I will show you pictures of as we go, and I can show you a demo as we get a little bit further on. And I'm just looking at the time to make sure I don't take up too much time blah, blah, blahing at you. So muscle testing, it's essentially a biofeedback system. So we can monitor the integrity and the function of the central nervous system by actually testing a muscle. And we call it an indicator muscle. You can use any muscle in the body as an indicator of what's going on. So all you're doing is asking the body to tell you what's going on. So you're getting the answers. And I say to people, I'm not getting the answers. I'm not, waving a magic wand and going, oh, you need vitamin C and that's your priority. And you need these herbs and we need to start this now, or we need to start this in 4 weeks. That's not me doing that. That's your body telling me that. So we're accessing the body for more information. And the more information we can get, the better our results are going to be and the more accurate our results are going to be. And one of the ways I explain it to my clients is they could come, and as a naturopath, they come with basically no blood tests, no pathology testing, nothing that we've got to go on in the beginning. But when they do come, they want some answers. They want to go away with something. They want to walk away with some kind of plan, even if it's just an initial plan of here are the priorities for us to deal with today. Here are 1, 2, 3 priority supplements for you to start with today. And that's where I explain the muscle testing and the fact that we use that on their body to tell us what the absolute priorities are. And yes, we all understand that the body is like an onion and we're peeling back the layers. And the next time we see them and test them, we might get the next layer of things that come up to be dealt with. But the beauty of it is that sometimes I can think that they need one thing and it will blow me away because their body will tell me something totally different. And after all these years, I go with what the body tells me and what sometimes seems a little bit abstract. Because we all know science is evolving. We don't have all the answers. We could say your body needs this, but we don't even know why. Yes, we can go away and do some research about it, see if we can work that out, but we still don't always know why. But I trust it. Absolutely, I trust it. And now I teach it to other practitioners. So it's a screening tool. That's all it is. We don't call it a diagnostic tool. It's a screening tool. It goes with other screening tools that we might use. So it backs up our pathology testing. It backs up our scientific knowledge. It backs up our research. And it just really helps. Gives you confidence in clinic. That's the big thing that I love about it. Because I trust it so much, I've got the confidence behind it to go, this is what is tested. I'm going with it. Is it scientific? There's a lot of conjecture about that. If we look at quantum physics, we get some idea of how this is possible and how there is science behind it and how it is explainable in some kind of scientific form. If you go and Google it, you're going to get some bad comments. So I say, don't Google it. Let's look at quantum physics. There will be more science to explain it as the years go on and as there's more research done into it, but there is definitely science behind it. And I can give you some more resources for that at a different time. So we're finding what's in balance, what's out of balance, and what needs attention from the body. I love it. And I've probably covered a little bit of this before already, but it uncovers issues that I've either missed or not thought about. It simplifies and prioritizes a treatment plan. It gives your patient or your client confidence as well, and it just guides you in the priorities that you want to use. It gives you a picture. So I say to my clients when they come in, I do a full initial visit and test everything I possibly can that I want to test in an initial visit with my little testing vials, which I'll show you shortly. And what we get is like a filling in of the jigsaw puzzle. We get a picture of what's going on in this body, what's out of balance, and what we need to focus on first. And that's why I love it. How's our time going? How it works. Okay, so we use an indicator muscle to access the biochemistry of the body. And we're using testing vials. They are homeopathic test vials. So they're little glass vials with homeopathic substances in them. So they're everything from cellular toxins to glands to organs and other things, which we'll cover off shortly. So an indicator muscle. So you can use all sorts of muscles as an indicator muscle. Brachioradialis. So that's an easy one if you're in clinic with people and you're sitting with them so they don't have to lie down. So that's a muscle that you can use. And you can get really clever at using that. People often pick muscles that they like to use. You can use the anterior or the middle deltoid. They're not great pictures because the interwebs don't always have amazing pictures, but there's an idea. You can use that lying down, which I usually do because I've got my treatment table here and it's more comfortable. There's less interruption from other muscles as well. And you can muscle test for an hour at a time without tiring the muscle. So then there's other things. You can use your own hands and fingers for self-testing. So you can test yourself, but you can use yourself as a surrogate to test others. So this is where we do it. I run a webinar for practitioners on how to self-test and how to use or how to find a self-testing technique that works really well for them. So yes, we can use ourselves. So you can use it for online consults. I did a Zoom call with a new lady today from down south, and this is what I did. Used my fingers, my hand as surrogate. I was the surrogate and tested for her through me. Still used my little testing vials, but we did it that way. So it's very clever. Lots of different options for self-testing. Don't really have to worry about that now, but it's something that if you're interested in, we can, invite you to a webinar on self-testing as well. So the vials that we use, the homeopathic vials, there's hundreds and thousands of different homeopathic testing vials that you can use. There's a couple of different websites that you can go to with so many things on it. It's ridiculous. But what I've put together is what we call a naturopathic starter kit. So whether you're a naturopath, a homeopath, a nutritionist, or you do some kind of other therapy where you use remedies, you can use the starter kit to help you pinpoint what's going on in the body. We add the vial to the body and then we test. And then we teach how we can basically go a little bit deeper, but we use this kit that is half of the naturopathic kit, all sorts of interesting, weird and wonderful things that are in there. Hormones, cortisol, there's some nutrients on the side, one that's covered up, fatty acids, inflammation, we're testing foods, we're testing the organs, metabolism. There's some vials for gut testing. So we're putting these on the body and actually testing, and I'll do a very quick demo after. How are we going for time? That's part two or kit B. So there's kit A and kit B of the naturopathic starter kit that we teach. And this is what I teach in a 2-day weekend course. So it's a BioMT workshop where our practitioners come along. Our next one's in Melbourne in October, which is very exciting. Actually, it's next weekend anyway. So I'll be teaching how to use this kit in an initial visit and then to help practitioners use it ongoing with their ongoing visits and how it can help them prioritize what's going on and how to treat it and what the priorities are. So that's a little example of the kits for you there. and testing the vials. So you can test all sorts of things. That's just a breakdown of pretty much what's in that initial test kit. Nervous system pathogens, toxins, electromagnetic radiation, adrenals, inflammation. Most of these things are just the big things that you want to get a read on in that initial visit. And then depending on what your niche is, where you specialize, you can get a kit for anything. If you specialize in hormones, if you specialize in brain function, if you specialize in gut, there's a kit for everything. So you can go quite deep into what your niche is once you get through that initial screening for your clients. And then when vials do test positive, as in, for example, we've got a problem with anxiety or anxiety's showing up on your body, then you can test different things against that to see what strengthens the body and what the priorities might be. So whatever your modality is, you can test herbs, you can test nutrients, supplements, homeopathics, vibrational remedies, oils. You can test the concept of other things. So lifestyle changes. Do we need to do something with your circadian rhythm? Do we need to get you walking? Do you need more exercise? All of these things you can test on the body and ask what the body needs and what the priorities are for that person. That's just the food testing vials that are in that kit. There's lots of other food testing kits, but I only had an ability to put 100 vials into the kit to start with. So we put the basic food groups that often come up as the issues, and you can test those on the body. So what you're looking for is a weak test, because you start with a nice strong test. You're looking for a weak test against the food that is a problem for that particular person. So again, we've still got a bit of time, so I can do that demo for you. So that's actually it for my slides. And what I would like to do is stop the share, and I would like to bring my husband in here because he's my guinea pig, and I can show you how it works. And then I can answer some questions because I might have glossed over some things here. So let's text him. He's probably in the lounge room. Can you come in? See if he answers. All right. So I'll stop this share if that's okay with everyone. And then Carmen, is there a way that will everyone see what I'm doing here? Because I can just see everyone who's on the screen.
Yeah, we can see you perfectly. So what I
Oh,
see is you as the big screen, and then everyone's little icons at the top is what I
great.
see. So I think that should be perfect.
That's
You're at
perfect.
like nice big screen now.
Beautiful. I'm going to hop up. I'll call. Oh, here he comes. He got my text. Here we go. Thank you, Andy. Yeah. Now, come on over here. You can say hi to everyone. This is Andrew, my husband.
Hi, everyone.
He's going to jump on the table. I'm going to take my little test kits over and we're going to do a little demo on him. Now, can you see him okay there? Yes.
Yep, perfect
Oh,
view.
good. All
Yep.
right. And he may or may not be weak on anything, but I'm going to test him on a couple of bugs. So I've got the anterior deltoid test here. So that's straight up in the arm with him lying down. If he was sitting up, it would be more like this. So I'm going to get you to hold strong. Make sure you've got a strong test. Beautiful. I'm going to do a little double tap to make sure that it's working and we get a week. That's good. So we've got a strong test, and we go through the pre-testing when we run the weekend workshops as well. So what I'm going to do first is sometimes we just put the hand on the midline, and I'll put a little vial in just to make sure we calm the nervous system. There's a little vial called a normotonic modulator that calms the nervous system just to make sure we get a more accurate test, because it's all around getting an accurate test or getting deeper with our testing. So I'm just going to test him again. I've still got a nice strong test. That's good. So let's check him. Let's check his adrenals. I'm testing the super adrenal vial. I'm just going to see if that is strong. Yes, it is. So that may not be an issue for you. Well, let's check anxiety just to make sure. See if we get a weak test on that. And there is a bit of an order, but we can test anything we want, really. If you suspect something, you can go straight to it. Depression, I'm just double checking. Your number testing is depressed.
Yeah.
That's very good. We're going to check you on post-viral. See if you're post-viral. You're not. Okay, that's good. We can go a little deeper if these things do come up. Virus, let's check that for you. There we go. I did think you were viral. We were talking about this morning. I said, I think you're viral. So we've got a really weak test there. He can't hold that. So I'm going to take the vial out and get you to hold strong again. So we've got a nice strong test. We put our little virus vial in, get you to hold and hold strong. So that's just between his fingers and hold strong. So we get a weak test. So we know we've got an issue with virus. So what I would do now is I would go to my other little part of my test kit where we have enzymes, activated Bs, amino acids, herbs, and I could start there and start testing things against it. Or I could go to my cupboard over here and go, I wonder if you need echinacea. And we could put the echinacea on the body and test to see if that strengthens him. So because I can't quite get to my cupboard right now, because I'm blocked, with my little trolley here, I'm going to put the herb vial in. So I'm just going to double check we've still got a weak test with the virus vial, knowing that if we take it off and test again, we've got a strong test. So we know it's an issue. Virus vial is back in, weak. Now I'm going to couple it with a herbs vial. So this little herbs vial contains any and all herbs that you could possibly imagine that we know about now, and it's in homeopathic form. So let's put that with that vial and do another test and get you to hold strong. So we've got a strong test on that. We can go a little bit further and ask if herbs are a priority, and we can do a little finger mode. That's something that we delve into and teach later, but we've got a strong test on the herb vial. So then what I would do is get specific herbs off my shelf and I would test them on him to find what our priority was and what strengthened him. Sometimes it might be a herbal combination, and sometimes it might be a singular herb, but we do need a herb. I would actually like to know what that is. However,
Later.
we may do that later because I can't get out. Although I'm just going to check you on echinacea because I can see it here. So we've taken the herb vial out. So we've just got the virus vial in and hold strong again. We've got our weak test back. We're going to put the echinacea on. I just want to see what happens for you with echinacea. So we get a really strong test on echinacea. So we know that's going to help him. Is it the priority for him? Not sure. So I do a little priority mode and ask the body if that's a priority for you and hold again. And we're actually looking for what we call an indicated change here. So it's a weak test then. That gets a little bit convoluted. But what we know is echinacea would help him. There probably could be something else that would also help him. That would be more of a priority. But what we know is that a herb or a herbal remedy is the priority for him. So, Andy, I'm just checking our time. That's very good. So we could test a couple of other things while we've got a minute. So we know what else your body might need. What else should we be testing on you? Should we check your cortisol? So we've taken the virus vial out. Make sure we've still got a strong test. Let's check cortisol for you. Okay, it's testing okay. There are other vials where we can ask if it's high or low, but I won't delve into that right now because we know at the moment it's not a major issue. We do have spike protein in the vials in this kit, so I'm just going to test that because sometimes it could be COVID, could be something else. So we'll do that. We've tested that, that was fine. Let's check inflammation. And I might just check you on bacteria and make sure you don't have a bacteria or a parasite as well. So let's check parasites. No. Okay. Let's check bacteria. Where are we? No, I've lost it. It's in here. There it is. Bacteria. No, and then Candida. We'll do a little test on Candida. But he's pretty good. He's pretty finely tuned most of the time. So we just need to attend to your virus afterwards and test what the priority is. Okay.
Yep.
But that gives us a good, hopefully, a good demo of what's happening. So I think you can help up. Thank you for being my test bunny, Andy.
Bye.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. See ya. Okay. Hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully that was helpful. And that pretty much concludes our demo and my slides. So I would just love to say thank you, but also ask if you have some questions and then I can answer those because it was very, very quick and there was a lot that we covered in that time frame. But I'm hoping that was helpful.
Thank you, Leanne. That was amazing. It was so lovely to listen to you talk. You have such a calming, eloquent way of speaking. And obviously, what you spoke about was fascinating as well. So, yeah, I love the way that you said that it backs up our scientific knowledge. It's not a replacement, but it backs up our testing and it backs up our confidence. So what I might do before we go to questions, if you're watching this live, we will just stop the recording in a moment and then we'll open it up for the questions. Remember that there will be the draw for the $50 credit as well as Leanne's a super exciting prize as well. If you're watching the recording, thank you for watching to the end and learn more with Switch on Health.